bracing loss for them. Heavy number of tries racked up, but the fact they kept to their task and scored a try towards the end is what they are building on. These two teams met twice in the opening leg of the Challenger back in Dubai. On both occasions, Uganda came out victorious by sizable margins. 40 points to 14 the first time, and then 50 points to nothing come the end of that competition. So they're having to turn around a lot of recent history in favour of their opponents here. Peter Martin of Ireland is in the middle as the sun keeps on beating down on the Dante Stadion in downtown Munich. Ugandan flags beginning to ripple in the wind now. Quarter-final qualification spot with a second win here will be quite something for a side which is shorn of the big names. Philip Wakarach, Adrian Casito, Ian Munyani, Aaron Afoiwath, all left behind. Are they happy about that? Their coach has said, absolutely not. They would be desperate to be playing here today, but it is turn of some of those younger players to have a crack, and they are doing so. Mexico win the restart. Here is Ripoll snaking across the pitch. A little bit more time on the ball, at least for Mexico in this match. Juan Pablo Martinez takes things forward, but Uganda and the Cranes turn this over. Nicely done from Aturinda. Set things up from midfield. There goes Alex Aturinda, the leader of the forward unit in this Ugandan team. Juggled by Mugisha, Ginger Hippos player. Spun along the line again, out in Aitwe. Lovely break of the line. Now Uganda needs support. Nokore was there. Mexico are going to go the distance, and it's big Farid Samano cashing in on Ugandan mistakes. Who else but this man? When the cameras turn their spotlight on Mexico rugby, how often it's Farid Samano who turns his face towards the light. Knocked over for the lead for Mexico, and that doesn't happen very often on the Challenger Series. It has been so tough for them across the two legs, but they bring back this man, and he brings back points and the lead against Uganda. So how can Mexico follow up? Pressure on this restart would be helpful, but Uganda instead have found green grass, and now they're going to race this one in the hands of Norbert Orkeni, the man from the Heathens Club in Uganda, with a second of the weekend. Mexico's lead was all of seconds before Orkeni got his skates on. Tolbert Onyango, I'm sure pleased with that return from the restart, their head coach. Yep. Marks for the height of that conversion as well from William Nkore. Tolbert Onyango has been spreading experience out as much as he can in this competition, because there is a sizable workload coming up for Uganda. They have the Monaco repechage in June, then they head to Mauritius for a two-leg Africa Sevens competition, which they'll need to finish in the top two to qualify for next year's Challenger Series. So they need squad depth for all of that, and they're starting to find it, they feel, but they'll need big shoulders to take this man down in Samano. Lovely hands from Ripoll. And Mexico again with their tails up. Advantage to Uganda. That was a stroke of fortune for the Cranes, good work, because Ripoll linked with Samano.
First scrum of the game, just stay in the scrum, the hooker. Okay. First scrum.
Mexico's scrum actually fared quite well against Hong Kong, China. They came out on top despite the 54 points to 7 deficit. They lost that first encounter. Uganda knocking on. They're under pressure. They're feeling this. And here's big Farid Samano again. Rolls forward. I think he's knocked it on. No, the extra roll. So once you're on the floor in rugby, you can't play rugby. And
extra roll by one green.
One roll would be permitted by the referee, but that extra roll counts as playing the ball on the floor.
First scrum was really good. Keep it like that. Crouch. Bang. Set.
Rodrigo Ripoll pulls it back to Andres Rodriguez. Andres Rodriguez gets it again.
Leave it.
Now here's Samano. Tackling is good from Uganda.
He's got the ball.
That was Karim Adenaitwi, who watched his opposite winger really well. Rodriguez now. Uganda a little disorganized here. Anthony Munoz. Mexico looking for that lead again. Good clearing out onto the 22. Opportunity spotted by Munoz. Ripoll has to go in, so they're short-handed out here. They'll have to cut back. Carmona, Enrique Carmona weaving some trickery with his feet. Lovely hands as well. Samano is going to head away. He pops it back inside. It's the lead again. It's the try from Pascal Nadal. And Mexico tipping up the apple cart for Uganda. None of this was in the pre-match script for the Cranes. Pascal Nadal, the 34-year-old, rounds it off after Samano again heavily involved. But it was the composure as they went through the hands that made the difference in that try. Rodriguez is here. This is Samano, and despite his power, he knows he doesn't have the legs there. Nadal taking to the air to get this one down. To be careful there. 30 seconds towards the end of the half. Mexico without a win in the Challenger this season. Ripoll can't get to grips with Uganda. They'll have a few seconds to try and get themselves back on level terms before the half is out. Adenaitwi down in that 5-meter channel. There's the Houta. 5 points down. But Uganda on the ball. And coming at the ball from depth as well. Alex Aturinda has broken through, shrugged off the defenders. And Alex Aturinda levels things up on half-time with the conversion to come. The Cranes keep their calm when they needed it most. Lacore for the lead, but this one is very delicately poised.
Okay, no problem. Okay, I'll take it.
Aturinda breaking through. He just kept his feet and Mexican defenders bounced off him. $14 points to 12 to Uganda at half-time.
Thanks, Florian. Thanks.
Primera, chicos, estamos en el partido como lo queremos, está bien. Lo que podemos mejorar, las patadas de inicio para ir a pelear, hay que evitar el semibloque. Si hay un semibloque, viste, son todos en la línea, un poco más atrás del semibloque, ¿ya? Y después, porque el bueno, la recepción es muy buena. La recepción te permite de tener como opciones para anotar, porque somos capaces. Entonces, continuamos así, hay que continuar el trabajo.
if you're seeing pictures of me a breakdown, just keep telling me and keep working on that. Thanks.
Uganda was so composed in their opening encounter against Tonga. They won it 26 points to 12. But they are a little rattled, you sense, against this Mexico team, because they know that in the last two encounters, the senior side beat Mexico by 26 points in the first encounter, then by 50 points in the second, and yet with 7 minutes to play in Munich, there's just 2 points the difference. Can Mexico harness any potential nerves in this young Ugandan team? Kickoff which gets over the stationed Ugandan players.
Yeah, lots.
So, Kareem Adonai-Tui to throw in.
Let's go
One
back.
of 5 Ugandan players in this squad competing in their first tournament outside of the home comforts of playing in Uganda. They all have international experience, but doing it here in Munich is an entirely different matter. Work to the left edge, then they cut back with Okeni. Scored Uganda's first try in this one. Switching on the edge, that was nicely done. Alan Olango, score of 2 tries against Tonga in the first match. Adonai-Tui. Okeni finds some space. Keeps that ball in one hand, protects it for all it's worth, because this will be the gap that they need. More than a score now if this gets knocked over. Protect that ball, Norbert Okeni, and he does for a second.
I was trying to close the gap. Okay, I think it was the extra step.
Nokore. It's a perfect performance from him. They were patient here, calmly working to one edge, then back, and by the time Okeni got his hands on the ball for a second time, spaces were opening up all over. That'll feel quite different for Ugandan coaching staff and players on the bench now. But Mexico take the restart. Ripoll does well, offloads from the floor. Out to the left they go. This is the young man in their ranks, just 18 years of age, Federico Belling. Munoz's pass goes to the floor. Ripoll picks it up. Hit hard by Adonai-Tui. And they're working back so much quicker here in Munich than they were in Montevideo. The fitness levels, even in 8 weeks, are boosted. Rodriguez. Carmona. Nadal. That's too much. All the way over, and Ugandan ball. Well, it was composed until that point.
Thanks, Julian.
Saw at half-time in the huddle the frame of Terry Burawa, French 7-star for so many years. Hails from Algeria, now coaching in Mexico. He was trying to get clear messages on. But it's Uganda that have started the better in the second half. They'll claim this from the line out. Mugisha. Achurinda. Etoile gets the offload back on the inside, and Nokore, the captain, clasps the ball and runs this one in. And they will feel that the Mexican resistance in this match starting to slip. Nkore knocks it over again. 28 points to 12 now. Touch of space and pace from Dennis Atwal, oldest man in this Ugandan squad, and his captain was in.
Yeah, time off. Yeah, he's off. Yeah, time's off. Okay, 17 black. He's off.
We're seeing at the moment in Africa Sevens, Uganda look to the likes of Kenya, of course, as their rivals. Zimbabwe, as well as Burkina Faso. Talbot Onyango was saying that's a nation which is starting to cause them a few problems, which is on the Rugby Africa Sevens scene. Of course, South Africa as well, but they won't be competing in Africa Sevens this year. South Africa having to go to Monaco to go through the repechage to get to the Olympic Games.
Yeah, thanks.
It's an interesting situation at the moment with Rugby Sevens in Africa and who's rising. Uganda have been that coming nation for a number of years now to knock on the door of Kenya and South Africa. Mexico with the ball though, and Ripoll. Rodriguez sees a lot of space, wants to get it into the hands of Nadal on the outside. He has one man to beat, looks for the inside support and he can't find it. Legs were well taken there, bundled into touch.
Knock on first.
Just felt like Andres Rodriguez had a little more grass to run into than he realised.
Okay. Black 15. And black 16. Black. Knock on? Yeah, knock on. Okay. Black 16. Sub. Okay. Yeah, scrums are good, lads. Let's keep it up. Yep, let's go. Right side. Let's go. This time I'll take it off shape here and neck. Coach!
And a night tweet.
Set.
Put this in. Nicely moved on to Nkore. Okeni sets off for Kizito. Bartholomew Kizito flips it out the back. Mexico take it. Ripoll resets. Sees some more numbers on the right side than the left, so goes to them. Now it's back with Nadal. Risks the forward pass there, but Mexico still have it, although Rodriguez has lost it. And then bundles it forward as he tried to reclaim it. And those
Green 9.
Connections, which were so good for so much of this match for Mexico, just falling down as the seconds tick by.
Black 6, yeah.
20 seconds to go. Uganda will be punching a ticket for the quarterfinals with this victory. Top two teams from each pool, plus two of the best third-place finishers go through to the quarterfinals, and Uganda have done what they set out to do today and go 2 from 2. Maybe going beyond the 30 points mark here. Penalty.
Number 2, leaving early.
Oh, how about that for a play? Bringing Mexico right back to the halfway line for the scrum.
Yep, stay in the scrum. Yep. Crouch. Bind. Set. Play on, play.
Okeni has Kizito outside him. Okeni, though, glides round the first and then hits the burners, and he'll run this one all the way home. Norbert Okeni slamming it down emphatically. Uganda keeping Mexico at arm's length. And the final score takes them beyond 30. Job done for Talbot Onyango and his men. And the rookies in this Ugandan Cranes team are growing up fast.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's go, boys.
2 from 2, only Hong Kong lie in wait in the next match. That will be tougher work than either their first 2 matches, but who knows what happens in there. Oh, Kenny is certainly starting to look good in the sunshine today. So much speed and power. But another strong performance from Mexico in parts. And that first half particularly was one of the best 7 minutes they've played on the Challenger circuit this season. But in the end, Uganda win, 33 points to 12.
Always good to have the information.